What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing!
You want healthy children. Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
Come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me? I'm trying this thing on the first computer here, first time. Want to make sure. Can everybody hear me? Hold on. Check, check, check. All right, just trying to get everything in order, so I'm not hearing things through. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm hearing two things in my headpiece. I'm trying to figure out why that's happening, and I'll figure that out as we go. I think it's because I don't want this feeding back in. But can you see me? Tell me you can see me, you can hear me? All right. You hear 1 feed or you hear 2 feed? All right. Everything is good. All right. It's right now for some reason I'm hearing 2 feed, and I'll play that. Hello, welcome. This is the first time in a while I've seen you guys. What's happened? Anything going on? You let me know. Is something I should know about? Something you should know about? Of course, there's been a whole bunch of crap that's been going on lately. A whole bunch of nuttiness that's been going on lately. And as you know, I always like to wait. This time it was a forced wait as I was coming up here to North Carolina. As you can see, the setting is different up here in a Verbo, meeting with the grandkids and my daughter, Ashley, who may be in here as well. Everyone says they hear 1 feed, so I'm just hearing 2 feeds, so I'll get that fixed. In any event, what I've been seeing over the last, I don't know, week since Christmas is complete nuttiness. And I want you to see something. I put up in a poll before we started, and in that poll, I said, when did you realize H-1B visas were a problem for America? Number one answer, last week. 72% of you never realized that H-1B visas were a problem. Nobody. 72%. I'm going to call that an overwhelming majority at this point. Didn't know that H-1B visas were a problem. In fact, I would venture to say that not a lot of you even cared about H-1B visas. But somehow people got deflected and they started focusing over here instead of focusing on what was right here. H-1B visas may be an issue for some, but I'm feeling really concerned at this point that some people may have blown this out of proportion epically. It's not something in my mind we need to be focusing on right now. In fact, I think it's a distraction, and I want to show you something. I put together a little, I don't know, information for you. And in that information, what I want to show you, and it's important, many of you probably know, this is a huddle. I'm going to talk to you, in some instances in this regard, in sports analogy, but that's a huddle. And when the huddle is being played or being called and the players are in the huddle, every single player at that time is listening to what is going on in the huddle. Listening. See, there's only one person who should be talking in a huddle. And for this team, number 12 was the guy who was talking in the huddle. Everybody else, you need to shut up and listen. There's only one man talking right now. And that one man is relaying the words that he's hearing in his ear from the coach. So essentially, he is the voice of the coach at that point who's telling you, this is the play we're going to run. There are no options. I may audible, and I'm going to show you that. I may decide, but it's still me. I am the one who's going to be calling this play. Now, I've been in many, many, many huddles. And at the time the coach has called the play, I've looked at the guys in the huddle and we whispered and like, this ain't going to work. This hasn't worked all day. Why is coach doing this? But when you break that huddle, you do and you work to the best of your ability, regardless of what you think, because you don't know what the coach has planned. Today's Sunday. We're getting close to playoff football. And when you watch a football game, you see the coach, he's got this chart and it's all color coded and he's doing this and everything else. It looks like a map, like the map behind me. And he's like, well, if this happens, this may happen. You don't have that. You don't have that in the huddle. So you don't know which exit of the highway he's going to go in the alternate route. All you know is that you better run the play that's called to the best of your ability. You don't have the option of changing. You don't have it. And there's another play that you can look at, and it's this play where the quarterback who has sat tirelessly with the coach and has said, if you see this or you see that, you have the option to call it off and try something else. But I'm putting that on your shoulders because you're a champion. So I'm asking you today, who, who, other than Donald Trump, is the person calling the plays? And if you're truthful, the only answer is Donald Trump. All these other people out there, Laura Loomer, Steve Bannon, Jack Posobiec, that guy, this guy, everybody has got something to say. I didn't vote for any of them. You didn't vote for any of them. None of them are in any way, shape, or form attached to the administration. Yet those people over the last 4 or 5 days attacked the administration. Oh, it was an attack. Make no doubt, it was an attack. Many of you had asked or had said something to me because the title of this video, I had said that, it was Confederate MAGA, and people were upset going, Barry, it's racist, and how could you say that, and this, that, and the other thing. And I realized as I was doing that a lot of people probably didn't understand what I was talking about. and then probably didn't take the time to even try to understand what I was talking about. I'm going to explain that to you right now. You see, Confederate is a psychological term. And this is directly from Psychological Weekly. I had to dig to find this. I want you to look at this. Confederate, in a research experiment, a PSYOP, Confederates are individuals who seem to be participants, but in reality, they're part of the PSYOP, the research team. They essentially trick real participants, you, into thinking they are fellow participants. Fellow kids, we're all together in this. We're all MAGA. They Ash, which is a different term, used Confederates, he was a psychologist, in an integral way for his research on majority influence. You understand where I was coming from with Confederate? It was nothing to do with that type of a civil war. It was a civil war up here. And a lot of you didn't realize that when I said Confederate, I was talking about the psychological aspect of things. And I meant that, and I still mean that. These people who are talking and tweeting and biatching, for a better word, are not following what the head coach is saying. They are stirring all of the people up, pretending they are part of the same MAGA. They have said all along they are the same MAGA. Well, where I come from, if you are a winner, you understand how to win. I had posted something that offended a few people because this is something I said. I'm growing concerned that many in MAGA and on the right don't actually know how to win. You see, winners, for lack of better, just me being direct, winners follow orders. Winners do what they're told. Winners don't go back and forth and try to second guess the coach. You can't win that way in any sport. Not in football, not in baseball, not in basketball. The coach calls the shots. You're on the team. Social media has allowed a lot of people, millions and millions of people, to second guess the coach in real time. But it's still the coach's decision. You may not like the coach's decision. You may think the coach is stupid. But as long as that coach is the coach of your team, you better be prepared to do what that coach says. Period. Exclamation point. I never had the opportunity to go to my coach and say, hey, I think you're doing this wrong. You shouldn't be passing so much. You should be running because we're a better line than they are. And this is what we. Who the hell are you? You're part of the Confederate. You're saying to everybody that you're part of this team, but are you really a part of this team or are you trying to cause issues? Now, a lot of people don't know or don't like to hear that. In fact, I had a guy, this is what he responded to me because the last thing I'd ever thought you'd do is turn into another Brendan Dilley. Try say something like that to your followers. I had to respond to him in the only way I could. I don't know who Brendan Dilley is. I asked a question which people couldn't answer. Are you following Trump? That was the question. Do you still believe in Donald Trump, who hasn't even taken office yet? Very simple question. Number 3, I have always spoken my mind and will always continue to do so. Number 4, if you can't have a reasonable and factual conversation, it speaks more about volumes about you than it does me. You see, people lost their minds over the last week. Everyone had an opinion, like that other part of your body. Everyone has one. But at the same time, do you understand what's happening? Now, I'm not here to call out certain people and call them bad or anything, but their opinions diverted from the pinnacle of where we are. We had a landslide victory on November 5th, and everything was going, trying to get to January 20th. And then all of a sudden, some people decided to question what a couple guys on the team, maybe, look, I won't even call them the assistant coaches because they're not in the administration. The cabinet are the assistant coaches. These guys are third party vendors. And people started calling out these third party vendors as if they had the ability to do so. Yet the coach stayed quiet. Coach didn't say anything. And you had to wonder for yourself, what's going on? Why is the coach so quiet here? Why did coach decide to just bow out of the conversation? Because there was no conversation. There was no need to discuss anything with you. There was nothing to discuss with me. The man has a plan. You voted him in. And I think a lot of people didn't read everything that he wrote. I went back and looked on his page. You want to go back and look at Agenda 47? Look at that stuff. Look at everything he put in his plan. See, I don't think people did that. And so now, here before he even takes office, people are trying to influence his decisions. The man we voted for to make the decisions, outside forces are trying to influence him. He hired his coaches. He hired his third party vendors. You nor me got the call. We're participants in the bleachers. We have a ticket to the game that's about to play on January 20th, and that's it. You can choose not to show up at the next game. You can choose not to, buy concessions or pay for parking, but you are most assuredly, just like I am, we're in the cheap seats looking. There is nothing you or I or Steve Bannon or Jack Posobiec can say that's going to change what he is going to do. It's a much bigger picture. And so, I continued. And after I talked to that guy, I read something Patrick Bet David said. Well, before we get to Patrick, let me go to Patrick. Patrick Bet David said this: a warning to conservatives, MAGA, libertarians, and independents who were happy when Trump won. The establishment left and the Democrats and the establishment right are all laughing their asses off right now. Their lazy strategy to divide and conquer worked, and Trump isn't even president yet. Them pinning Trump against Musk worked on many of you, not all, but many. Here are some things to consider. I never expected Trump, Musk, you, or I would agree on everything. That's impossible. We're not going to agree on everything. Regardless of you being pro H1B or not, everyone has the right to call each other out, which people were doing. Which, by the way, then people decided to call Patrick Bet David out because he had hired some H1B graphic video editors. Okay. That includes calling me, Musk, or Trump out. That's all good. We need it. However, some do it with the intention of going viral and making claims that only divides the party. That's what I have a problem with. You got a problem with what Trump hasn't even done yet? The fact that these guys are out there talking and posting stuff X, on X, a network. They're not in a skiff somewhere. They're not huddled, in a room in the White House. This is stuff they're putting out there publicly, and if people are losing their friggin' minds. Do you ever think maybe they wanted to see what people were going to say and who was going to say what? Maybe they were sniffing out some of these people. Just saying. Would you rather us be in the situation we're in now or have Kamala in the White House? You see, these people don't seem to get it. You voted for somebody, and now before he gets in the office, some of you are saying, well, maybe I made a mistake because this Musk guy and this Vivek Ramaswamy guy, they said something nasty to some MAGA people and upset some Americans, and they shouldn't be involved. Are you kidding me? If you've ever been on a team, you would not believe some of the things a coach who he loved me, would say to me in practice, in private, would grab me by the face mask and things that this coach would say. This is the same guy who would do anything to make sure I was protected. But he knew, I'm going to say something to you you may not like, and this is it. And then guess what? Don't say nothing. Don't talk back. Your ass will sit on that bench. This is a one-way conversation. And I think all of a sudden, because people have hundreds and thousands of followers and podcasts and everything else, they feel they have the right at this point to voice displeasure. Yes, you have the right. You also have to meet the repercussions, which we're going to talk about. Oh, yeah, you just don't get to do it and then feel like everything's fine. So let's continue with what Patrick was saying. Not everything is worth a civil war in the party. You would think, after watching 4 years of insanity, that people would be together in this party. Nope. Nope. For some reason, people still think that everything should be done this way or that way or the other way. That's not going to work. You ever notice how nutty they are? But the Democrats are almost always 100-0 when they vote. It's almost nobody sways. The goal is to do this, and everybody shut up and just do what we're supposed to do. Hence, that's why I said with the thing I put up, I don't think MAGA and some Republicans know how to win. Maybe it's been populated by a lot of people who really don't know how to win. You don't act like this when you're a winner. I know that sounds like tough love, and Barry's like, I'm not taking, you notice, so far in the last 20 minutes, I haven't taken any sides in this H-1B thing. You know why? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I think. My beef with all of this is what it's doing to the guy we chose as president. So let's continue with Patrick. Questions, but don't bash success. Debate all day, but don't jump to conclusion. That's just because Musk or Vivek or others have made their money. They're somehow evil. Making money is very hard. Bashing success only sells the academia leftist argument that capitalism sucks. So true. Let's study what worked and what didn't work. UK is a perfect case study of what didn't work. The United States is a great study of what attracting the right talent can do. Let's study data. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what you should be doing. I'm actually curious where H-1B worked and where it didn't work. What is the net positive? Is there abuse? We've personally hired less than a handful of people who with H-1B in the last 25 years. Some people were complaining about that. You shouldn't be hiring anybody. Nobody. As long as there's an American on the corner, you should be hiring them. Trump has spoken specifically about a meritocracy. Do you know what a meritocracy is? And I'm not talking down to you or be condescending. I just wonder how many people understand the word meritocracy. Meaning, if you just want someone to be hired because they're an American, you are basically doing DEI in reverse. And I would go through these things and I'm like, so there's a certain engineering job that requires this, this, and this, and they're hiring this kid from India or wherever, when there's a guy in Oklahoma you should hire, but he doesn't know how to do it. You know, you can train him. Somebody actually said that to me. So you expect a business to train somebody and wait for this person to catch up. That is the opposite of a meritocracy. That is DEI in reverse. I don't have a problem with America first. I am a pro-business guy. I think this stuff needs to be regulated, but I know for a business to succeed, you need the best possible people. For instance, I had to come up here on vacation. Not had to, I definitely wanted to. And I had to set all this up. I could not have said to somebody, hey, here's $100, go set up my stuff. Well, I've never done that before. Well, I don't want to have to do it, outsource it to, Thailand or somebody. Can you do it? Well, I've never done it. But if you teach me, I could probably do it. Probably. I don't have time for probably. In fact, I had to take my ear set because I'm trying to figure out why I'm hearing two things in my headset. So even I messed up. So the other person who's never done this would never be able to do it. Let's continue. We know 15 to 20 million newcomers coming here didn't make America any safer. We have to hire and protect our own, but we got to be smart. Number 8, as a newcomer, I had no problem working harder. I felt I owed America, and America owed me nothing. I was just happy to be here. And he goes on, he talks about his family and everything else. And what he's saying here, and he gets down to it, and he goes, what this entire kerfluffle exposed was the problem with our education system. Now, Trump has already seen that. It's in his play, it's on his chart. Hey, we have a problem with education. We're going to send education back down to the states because these kids aren't learning enough so they can contribute to where we want to be as a better country. So, you know what? We're going to get the education thing fixed, but it's going to take 4 or 5 years. And in the interim, we'll do some sort of sliding scale with this H-1B stuff because we just don't have the people. What are you going to say? You got to look at the whole thing. This company, the guy who gave $200 billion and wants to open up SoftBank. SoftBank's going to open up a huge plant. I couldn't even drive the forklift. If they said, hey, Barry, we're going to hire you to do a forklift. Good, I've never driven one. Well, can you show me how? Yeah, but if I show you how, by the time I show you how, we've got to move all this stuff. I need to hire some people who actually know how to drive a forklift. It's not just engineering. Our country the Democrats have screwed it up so bad that we are in such dire need of people who actually know what the hell to do in a job. Remember, half the government or 3/4 of it don't even go into the office anymore. So it's pretty bad. And this is something I said. Unfortunately, some in MAGA, because I was referring to what Tim Pool here, the attacks on Elon and the narrative being built around censorship feel more like an op. I'm not falling for it, and neither should you. And I wrote, unfortunately, some in MAGA who I've dubbed the Confederates, remember what I said Confederates are hard at work trying to destroy what Trump has been building. People need to question them, not Trump and his plan. So my question to you is, why are you questioning Trump? When I say Trump, the guys he has surrounded himself with. Tell me why you are now, if you're in that camp, why are you even questioning what's happening, knowing that this guy has not even been inaugurated yet? I'd love to know the answer to that question because that is problematic. You're not questioning these people who are giving you information, but you're questioning the guy you elected. You see how that's kind of backwards? See how that might be problematic? Now I realize at this point that let me just check something. Are people already unsubscribing? Because who knows? They may not like it. By the way, the poll is now at about 71, 72 still, so people still aren't doing it. Let me see if my comments. Okay, so this is the kind of thing that just kind of makes me crack up. Why did that not come through? Uh, Let me see. Are my comments? Okay. He said, do you think Americans are stupid? Let me ask you to rewind for the last 30 minutes and let me know any time in that 30-minute period did I say Americans are stupid. See, that's another problem. I talked to people today on X. They well, and Elon said this, and Vivek said that, and they're denigrating Americans. Seriously? Did you read what he wrote? One of them was a quote from a movie. He wrote a meme. So you didn't hear me say Americans are stupid. That's something you may have inferred on your own. Wasn't from me. Barry says you have to have no right to disagree. I didn't say that. I said, and I'll say it again, you have the option to disagree all you want. I've told you, when I've been in a huddle, we have said this play sucks. I don't want to run this play, but I don't have the option. You can disagree to your heart content. Continue to disagree. Continue with discourse. I'm not saying people try to put words in people's mouths. I didn't say you have no right to disagree. Never said that. What I said was the decision, the ultimate decision is Donald Trump's. So if you choose to get on X, Facebook, or whatever and bitch about it and disagree, fine. Do it. But what I'm telling you, it's pretty much inconsequential. The man's not even in office yet. I'm going to show you why it's inconsequential. High-tech jobs, yeah, you really have to know your stuff. Yeah, exactly. You got to know what you're doing. Seems simple. Seems simple. Legal smart guys or legal idiots. Yeah. Um, it's not a, Pascal says, it's not a top 5 issue, but it's on the plate for day one. This is not a team, it's a political party. We do have the option to question. Again, you're not listening. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I didn't say not to question. What I'm saying is you're following people who are raising the questions, who are coming up with certain solutions, and they're not the players calling the plays. That's what I'm saying. Why would you get all mired down with what Laura Loomer or Jack says or Steve Bann or other people, me, who have different opinions? What I'm saying is you hired someone to do the job. You put your full faith in someone and said, I trust what you're going to do. And he said, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in Elon. I'm going to bring in Vivek. I'm going to bring in RFK. I'm going to bring in Tulsi Gabbard. I think what's happening right now is you just got a Christmas present and it was underwear. And you were expecting something else. I don't think enough people dug in and said, well, let me just ask you. I don't think enough people dug in and realized at this point that Trump was bringing in, for lack of a better word, where's this go so I can remove this? Hold on 1 second. 1 second, please. I'm on a different computer. Okay, here it is. I don't think people realize, and maybe now is the time to begin realizing it. Because now I think we're into a culture shock. And it's only going to get worse if you don't understand this. This is not your mama's Republican Party. This is MAGA, but it's not the MAGA you think it is. Oh, Barry, what are you talking about? Well, Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy. Oh, you've just seen the guild come off the lily in those two. You haven't seen the guild come off of RFK Jr., a Democrat. You haven't seen the guild come off the lily on Tulsi, a Democrat. You see, I think people got enthralled with the excitement of the rallies, and they didn't realize what Trump was doing was building a coalition of people who you may not agree with. You may not even like after about the next 90 days. You may say that person's a POS, but that's the guy hired. That's what I'm getting at. People are like, wow, Elon, he could be a, you know what? And Vivek could be a, you know what? Well, you haven't even heard what RFK Jr. is going to say yet. Wait till you hear some of the stuff he wants to do. And you're like, well, I don't like that. Why? And you're going to see it. I'm telling you right now, mark it down. If you can mark it down right now, people are going to have problems. They're all going to be talking and screaming, but they're not understanding that the guy that they put in office chose these people. So you can get mad at me. You can get mad at Vivek. You can get mad at RFK Jr. and Tulsi and Elon, but you have to swallow this, what I'm about to tell you. You ready for it? It's your fault. It's 150% your fault. Because we all ran to the polls. We crawled over glass. We'll do anything to vote for MAGA and what Trump has put together, the coalition he put together. We couldn't wait. Make it too big to rig, too big to rig, too big to rig. Oh, he got shot. Oh, and you pulled the lever. This is what you wanted. And if you're saying, I didn't know this was going to happen, oh, that's on you. That means you didn't do your research. But this is what Trump wants. This is what everything that's happening right now is pretty much what he wants. Barry, how do you know this? He told us. So you can have your opinion. You're going to have a lot of them over the next 4 years. I think I said that in a video. If you're upset now, you're going to be really upset in the next 4 years. Don't get mad at Barry. I'm just telling you, we all said, do what you got to do, Donald. We're done living like this. Make it happen. And he said, okay, I'm going to make it happen. And I want you guys all to just chill, woosah, relax, and go, hey, this is what we wanted. It's like getting a dose of cough medicine when you're sick. We've been sick. This country's been sick. And now we're taking our medicine and go, this is nasty. I don't want none of this. Ugh, I don't want. Yeah, you wanted it. You called the doctor. The doctor's here. I can't wait to see him operate. Leave it alone. Like I said, doesn't matter what side of the H-1B argument that you are on, voice your opinion, but let the dude operate. That's my point. Is Barry, what's your feeling on this? Really, the man said he wants to do it. He's hired these people. I'm gonna back off. I ain't questioning it. I've been doing this every single rally, every single press conference, every single thing he's done. And I listened. And people I'm seeing here in the comments says, we wanted America first, damn it. Well, maybe, just maybe, somewhere along the line, people should have asked for that definition. See, one of the things somebody got mad, I think I put it in one of my things here. One of the things that people got mad is, if you notice, there's another sea change happening. And people said, well, America first means Americans first. And I'm like, whoa, hey, back. You just tried to morph something that he didn't say. He said, I'm going to make America great again. I want to see this happen. He basically, if you didn't surmise this from what he was saying, he basically paraphrased John F. Kennedy. You guys, are you old enough to remember what John F. Kennedy said? That's not what your country can do for you, but rather what you can do for your country. See, now it's time to make some sacrifices. Now it's time, hey, listen, I got to pitch in. I may not like what I got to do. I might be the guy who has to carry the flipping cinder blocks to build this back up. I don't want to be the guy to bring the cinder blocks. Let him do it. No, I want you to pick up cinder blocks to help build this country back. And one of those things right now is for us to coalesce. You may not like coalescing. You may say, this sucks. And it's not even January 20th, and you're already disillusioned. Well, I got something I'm going to play for you. And this is the man actually saying something that you may have missed. I didn't. Let me see if I can play this for you on this computer. Okay, so let me put my ears. I want you to hear this. And I want you to hear this basically word for word.
From Harvard, MIT, from the greatest schools and lesser schools that are phenomenal schools also. And what I wanted to do, and I would have done this, but then we had to solve the COVID problem because that came in and, sort of dominated for a little while, as you perhaps know. But what I want to do and what I will do is you graduate from a college, I think you should get automatically as part of your diploma a green card to be able to stay in this country. And that includes junior colleges too. Anybody graduates from a college, you go in there for 2 years or 4 years. If you graduate or you get a doctorate degree from a college, you should be able to stay in this country. And you know more stories than I do, but I know of stories where people graduated from a top college or from a college and they desperately wanted to stay here. They had a plan for a company, a concept, and they can't. They go back to India, they go back to China, they do the same basic company in those places, and they become multi-billionaires employing thousands and thousands of people, and it could have been done here. And a bigger example is, you need a pool of people to work for your companies. You have great companies, and they have to be smart people. Not everybody can be less than smart. You need brilliant people. And we force the brilliant people, the people that graduate from college, the people that are number one in their class from the best colleges. You have to be able to recruit these people and keep the people. It was such a big is going to end on day one.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I think we
That's
all
fantastic.
wholeheartedly agree with that.
What do you think? That's the guy that you hired who is saying this is what he wants. You see, they wouldn't, Vivek and what's his name? Elon wouldn't be doing what they're doing if Trump didn't tell them, I want you to do this. So then I saw something. Let me pull this up for you. Let me just do this because it's important that you guys see this stuff. Uh, Here we go. This is from the New York Post, and it says Trump supports immigration. Hate the ads on here. So Trump supports immigration visas backed by Musk. This is yesterday. I have many H-1B visas on my properties. Did you know that? Did you know that Trump himself has many H-1B visas on his properties? That's his words. He quoted it. You can go back here. President-elect Trump told the Post Saturday he supports immigration visas for highly skilled workers, appearing to side with Elon Musk in the rolling intra-MAGA Confederacy debate on the issue. I've always liked the visas. I have always been in favor of the visas. That's why we have them, Trump said by phone, referring to the H-1B program, which permits companies to hire foreign workers in specialty occupations. I have many H-1B visas on my properties. I've been a believer in H-1B. I have used it many times. It's a great program, added Trump, who restricted access to foreign worker visas in his first administration and has been critical of the program in the past. I don't know what to say to you. If you haven't been seeing this, the man was on video, and now he was just interviewed by the New York Post. Hey, man, have you seen this stuff that's happening? Because these people are going crazy. I love it. The guy you hired, the guy you crawled through glass to vote for, the guy you made too big to rig, came out and said, and they quote him, in case you want to see it again, I have always liked the visas. I have always been in favor of them. That's why we have them. I have many H-1B visas on my properties. I've been a believer in H-1B. I have used it many times. It's a great program. Oh, you got some buyer's remorse right now? Because like I said, it isn't my call. I'll do whatever the boss says. Boss says he wants H-1Bs. Let's do H-1Bs. Boss says he wants to, annex Greenland. Let's annex Greenland. Boss says let's take over the Panama Canal. Let's do it. I voted for him. I believe he can save this country, and I am not about to doubt him right now. Do I know anything about Greenland? Nope. Do I know anything about the Panama Canal other than the fact that boats go through? That's all I know. What I do know is Donald Trump has said, this is what I want to do. I'm just not understanding why so many people in MAGA are questioning what he wants to do before he gets in office. That's my question. See, it had nothing to do with H-1B. I'm not hiring anybody to do that. I don't need them. So I'm watching what's flying around on X, and I'm looking at people making all these different conversations and the threats and the bad feelings, and I'm like, the boss wants it. Now, here it is on Sunday at 3:45. You may say at this point, hey man, I didn't sign up for this. Well, actually, you did. You with bells on. But now you're having buyer's remorse because if you're buying into that other stuff that you're seeing on X, then you're not believing specifically what the boss wants to do. I affirmative, affectionately call him the boss. But you understand what I'm saying? Your argument's not with me. Barry's not. I'll say it again because I've seen some of the comments. Barry's not telling you to like it. Barry may not like it himself. The man's telling you in no uncertain terms, shut up and take it for now. He may change his mind. Maybe that's what everyone wants him to do, change his mind. But when you see the man doesn't talk out of turn that much. And when he says, quote, I've always liked the visas. I have always been in favor of the visas. That's why we have them, which permits. I have many on my properties. I've been a believer. I've used it many times. Good enough for me. I don't know what. I don't know his plan. So my question to you is, why would you be mad at me? Why would you be mad at Elon? Why would you be mad at Vivek and other people? And are you mad at him? Are you freaking out now going, I didn't sign up for this? Because that came directly from him. I even saw some people who couldn't believe what they read, and they're like, there's something wrong with that article. Nope, it's fine. I can't believe I just read that. I actually seen these tweets. I can't believe he said that. Yeah, that's what he said. So what's that mean right now on December 29th? You ready to throw in the towel at this point? Is it not what you wanted? Okay, when President Trump gets over 8 to 10 million uh, newcomers and keeps or brings in the very smartest minds, okay, like I said, I voted. I voted for Trump. I trust him. We should get Greenland and the Panama Canal. Go for it. Jeffrey Shanty, you voted, you bought it. Uh, well, see, I'm seeing some people in here saying, nope, I didn't. If again, if you don't like it, then maybe you should have researched this in advance. Is all I'm saying. Um, yeah, Joy Reid is slobbering over the. Yeah, I watched the Sunday shows this morning, and I'm sitting there with my granddaughter, and she's like, "Why are they all beating up on Trump?" Because of MAGA. They saw the reaction that MAGA had, and they're all screaming. And they were showing Laura Loomer's tweet, and they were showing this person's tweet, and they were showing everything. And they love it. Oh, this is fantastic. These people are eating themselves right now. We don't even have to do anything but show their idiocy instead of their unity. I mean, the dude's not even in office yet. He hasn't put his hand on the Bible. At this point, he should be whatever. What? Sure, sir. Yes, sir. And that's my point with this video today, and why I'm saying deal with it is because he's only been elected for a little over 6 weeks. He hasn't even got any office, and people are freaking out. Uh, I trust God and His plan with Trump. Yes, exactly. The man took a bullet, and he's here. Praise God, Barry, keeping the truth, speaking the truth. That's all I'm looking at it. And a lot of people have a lot of opinions. But the one opinion that I'm not sure at this point anymore. I think everybody wanted Trump elected. But you have to wonder at this point. I want Trump elected to do the shit I want him to do. It seems to be what everything right now. He's not doing what I want. Man, I'm telling you, you're in for a long 4 years. You see, Trump probably already has a stack of executive orders ready to go on day one. Ready, probably this thick, and signing them all. And I'm thinking that some people aren't ready for what this person and that person are going to do. And I hope people don't have buyer's remorse. I don't. I don't. Want to show you a couple other things here. This is from Tim Pool again. The attacks on Elon and narrative being built around censorship feels like an op. I talked about this earlier. I'm not falling for it, neither should you. They've been trying to get Elon and MAGA to go to war for weeks. True. They succeeded. Whoever they is, they've succeeded over this issue. An issue that most people didn't even know 2 weeks ago. An issue that most people were not even having a discussion about at the dining room table. What? H-1B? No, I want my gas, I want my groceries, I want my rent, I want my mortgage, I want the newcomers. Tell me where on that list H-1B was. And now everyone's talking about H-1B. And if I had said this to you, 2 weeks ago, hey, can you list the top 10 things you're concerned about when Trump takes office? I guarantee you it'd have been this many people who said anything about H-1B. It would have been border, taxes, groceries, gas, stop sending money to Ukraine, don't do this in Syria. It probably would have been issue like number 21. And somehow it's become issue number 1 today. And so that's why I'm saying this has got to be some sort of psyop, because y'all took your eyes off the ball here and went, wait. This doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make no sense. I said earlier in a video that I filmed in the car, I just wish, I actually prayed in the car. And I said, I wish all of these people, including some of you collectively, would do so much incessant tweeting and posting and jousting and attacking. I wish you would do that in regards to the 500, 400,000 kids that are missing. Where would we be right now if people were coming together and screaming about these kids being missing and that dude's island and this dude's party and all the other crap? And it was just like this for like a, what is it, 48 or 96-hour news cycle? And it was just constant, because it's been constant. Just keep going. Oh, 500,000 kids. Where are these kids? Who's responsible? Boop, 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 boop. But instead, we're talking about H-1B visas? Are we really talking about that? Seriously. Doesn't make any sense to me when I hear this kind of stuff. And then, people were talking about this controversy. And Praying Medic, who I follow from a long time ago, he said this wasn't started by Musk or Vivek. It was started by Laura Loomer, a MAGA infiltrator, who was instructed to launch an op designed to divide the base. I don't know if that's true. That's just somebody's tweet. Blaming it on Laura Loomer. I don't know. Did she get a check? Did someone slide a check and say, hey, start talking about this? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. And then she tweeted this. She said, should MAGA stay home in 2026? So you're telling people 2 years from now, you should start planning 2 years from now to stay home in 2026. Why would you be even mentioning 2026 about an H-1B visa problem? Are you flipping kidding me? The man's not even in office yet, and you want to stir stuff up for the midterms? Are you kidding me? I want Team Trump to let us know who is a priority. The MAGA base or anti-Trump Democrat congressman who gets donations from tech bros and voted to impeach Trump. I just want to know what to tell voters in 2026 when they ask me who they should vote for. How about you let 2024 and 2025 happen and let people make up their own minds instead of trying to figure out how you're going to derail things in 2026? Seriously, you want to have a discussion now about 2026? You're already planning MAGA's demise because of what just happened with an issue that's not even in the top 10? So, Ian, who she was responding to, you live in Malaysia. You don't even live in my country. This guy she's referring to. I want big tech and their Democrat pals in Congress to stop disrespecting the MAGA base and understand we won this election on promises to cut back on immigration. Read that again. I want big tech and their Democrat pals in Congress to stop disrespecting the MAGA base and understand we won this election on promises and big words to cut back on immigration. Did you read that? Raise your hand in the chat or say something. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that we won this election on a promise to cut back on immigration? I definitely got to see if you guys believe that. Let's see here. True? You think it was about cutting back on immigration, huh? Hmm. Bingo. This is what the promise was. See, she conflated it right there. That's exactly what I said. Silly me. I thought it was promises to cut back on illegal immigration. Did something change? Is MAGA against all immigration? I must have missed the memo. Anyone else get that memo? Yeah, that was kind of a trick question I was asking you. Do you believe that's what it was, to cut back on immigration? Because that's not what it was. It was to cut back on the newcomers, to deport them. Nobody, nobody in Trump's camp ever said they wanted to stop immigration. In fact, Trump himself said at a number of rallies, we want legal immigration. We need legal immigration. How did she just conflate that? And how did it twist so many people's minds to the point where that went out to probably, I don't know, maybe 1 million people? Promises to cut back on immigration. Trump never said that. The man you elected never said that. Well, Barry, are you trying to say right now we should have as much? No. I all I'm saying is what the dude said. And if that's who I voted for, I want what he said and rally. You can go back in my videos. I broadcast every single rally. I know the timing. I know when he said it. I basically know his script on the teleprompter. I can tell you he never said what she just said. He never said that I promised to cut back on immigration. Never said it. Where'd she come from by saying that? Something's wrong. I'm telling you. I wanted to point this out to you because it's subtle, but it's false. Trump never said he wants to cut back. And we definitely didn't win this election on the extinction of immigration. Well, Barry, do you care that much about it? It doesn't matter what I think. What matters is what she's trying to say and what others have said, and they're trying to put words in his mouth, and he didn't say that. The man I voted for, the man you voted for, who we followed since he came down the elevator and then he gets shot on July 13th, never said most of the stuff that these people are saying. SV told me to put it in slow mode. I can't get the slow mode, brother, right now. I'm on a laptop, so I'm not sure I can get to it, SV, but I'll try. So anyway, where was I? Let's see here. Barry, it's a discussion with different opinions. The evil demon communists, as usual, are jumping in. Yeah, I believe that. No, he never said that. I watched every single rally. That was never said. She's trying to put a spinner in the works. Why? That's the real reason you have to wonder. You're like, what are these people doing? He never said that. And again, temper it. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just following the man who said, this is what we're going to do. Here's our plan. If you guys haven't read Agenda 47, I urge you to go look through Agenda 47. It is Massive. It's not Project 2025. It's Agenda 47. And there's a long, it must be 30, 40 pages of stuff. Have you read it? Do I need to bring it up? Because, oh my God, there's so much stuff on I think I can just show it to you real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Because you need, if you're having any concerns, questions, wondering what this guy was talking about, um, here is his actual site. Let me just cut from here. Maybe I have the wrong window open, because maybe this would help if people actually looked at this. Hold on. DonaldJTrump.com. And if you look here, it says platform. You click on platform, and you click on platform, and that should open. And here are all these things. You can go through every single one of them. When you click on this, this will open up a PDF which has the definite, here's 20 different things. And if you click on any one of these, actually, you got to click on this. Hold on, it may open. Yeah. Here is the 2024 GOP platform to make America great again. And I can tell you, this thing is basically single space typed, everything's in here. Look at all this stuff. If you have not gone through and read this, I would urge you to go through and read this. It is worth your time, especially if you haven't seen it. I'm going to scroll to the end just to tell you, I know you haven't read it. There's 16 pages of single type of what he plans on doing. You don't have to worry about what Laura says. You don't have to worry about what Steve Bannon says. You don't have to worry about what I said. You can just go read it. So that's what I voted for. I'm like, okay, he's got to do this. I'm in. Make that happen. I'm in. And H1, I don't even know if there's H1B crap in that whole document. It doesn't make any sense, man. And then people got upset and like, oh, Elon said something nasty. Well, here's what Elon had said after something she said. The reason I'm in America, along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong, is because of H-1B. Then those words down there are a specific quote from a movie. And people are like, oh, he said that. Oh, he said that so nastily to her. He might as well have just posted the movie, but he probably didn't want to get into a copyright thing, so he just wrote the text. Am I excusing him? No, no, it doesn't matter. What's your opinion, Barry? My opinion is he got pissed because she said some stuff. And my opinion is, and always been, if you don't want to get smacked upside your head, don't try to smack somebody else upside theirs. Because if you come with the punch, you better be ready for the counter punch. Because nobody is going to just let you hit them and not come back at you. And she got come back at, and she didn't like it. And then she decides to do this. This is how you can begin telling it somewhat of a confederacy, an op, or someone who may think a little bit too high of themselves. This is my proposal, Elon. Let's have a civilized convo about FEC reporting. Update your X policy to have a section on FEC reporting for citizen journalism. Restore the blue checks removed and commit to free speech absolutism. It's a logical path of de-escalation. Instead of taking my blue check, why doesn't X just update blah, 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 blah? I have a question. Maybe you shouldn't have taken a swing at the guy who owns the damn platform. And what makes her, me, anyone think you are in any position to propose something to Elon Musk? And if you truly wanted to propose something to Elon Musk, I don't know, I've been in business quite a long time. I never sent anybody a proposal by X. Type up something, print it out, send it in a FedEx package and say, hey, Elon, I'd like to talk to you about something. I got a proposal. But everyone knows you're disingenuous with putting something like that out there. You are in no position to propose anything. So what you're seeing right now are people are jockeying for position. They want to be a part of something that they are not a part of. Can you imagine having the chutzpah to send Elon Musk a tweet saying, I got a proposal for you. How about you take your proposal and stick it where the sun doesn't shine? Like Sean Davis says here, I believe it was Wilt Chamberlain. You don't get to gratuitously, obnoxiously, and condescending to the billionaire owner of this platform and then pretend it's time for a civilized conversation. I think Dan Bongino has said it correctly. Cutesy time is over. You do not get to take all kinds of swings and cause havoc and then go, by the way, let's fix this now, okay? Can we make it better, please? Can I have my blue check back, please? You burn that. Maybe he'll be magnanimous and let you play in the sandbox again, but you should have thought that before you started taking swings. Now nobody feels sorry for you. Now you're out here trying to propose things. What do I feel? I feel a lot of people felt that their voices were bigger than they were. And I think a lot of people decided to get involved in things they had no business getting involved in. And now I mean, you've seen my videos. I've played a lot of what Steve Bannon has said. I love a lot of things that Steve Bannon has said. I don't understand how he's attacking Elon. Why? Trump never said stop immigration. And then why would Steve Bannon, who I consider up here in terms of like podcasting, I'd say Steve Bannon and Dan Bongino, the two big dogs on the planet right now. Why would you take your time and lower yourself to talking about something that isn't even in the top 20 of issues for MAGA? Ain't nobody sitting back and go, hey man, can you tell me what we need to do about these H-1B visas? Because I can't even sleep. This is crazy. No, people want lower taxes. People want better groceries. People want gas prices down. People want the newcomers gone. People want this, and this. There has to be a reason why people jumped into this and tried to make this like it was some big issue for America. It wasn't. It really wasn't. It doesn't make any sense why people put it this way. I love what Mike Cernovich says here. This is why some find this discussion frustrating. Elon is right about the problem. Others are right that the solution is flawed. We extend our farm system. We lost our bench. Big tech did this. Now they want more H-1Bs for the self-inflicted wound. You see, the big tech guys realize at this point that they're stuck as well. There's not enough bodies to occupy how they want to grow, especially now as we're getting into AI and we're getting into crypto. And God knows I know because we've done some crypto videos and people like, oh, I want nothing to do with that. So we need people who want to be a part of that. Trump reached out to those people. And I just think to myself, over the course of basically doing all these rallies and stuff and speeches and people he talked to and podcasting, people not listening who he was trying to reach. Did they think it was just going to be okay and we'll be fine? He's just trying to reach some young kids. He did a 2-hour podcast space with some crypto guys. He said at the crypto conference, we want to be knee deep, one of the biggest countries involved in crypto. I want to raise like a $15 trillion reserve. And people hadn't seen all that. When I showed it to them, like, hey, this is him talking. So I guess, if you want to just put this all together like in a big bow, I'm saying the research people need to have is not on H-1Bs, not on crypto, it's on Trump. Because in order for you to get rid of the frustration that you're having right now about what Trump is doing, you need to understand the roadmap he's following. If you hadn't seen that video that I posted earlier, where I just showed, him talking to David Sachs and some other billionaires, and he was talking about H-1B, you didn't know that. That wasn't yesterday. but you didn't see it. And so it's a surprise to you today. New York Post got him on the phone. Hey, what's all this about? Yeah, I love it. I love it. I always have. And now people are shocked, going, wait a second. The boss just ended it. Sure, you can talk about it. We can all talk. I'm talking about it right now. We can all have the conversation. But the problem is, as you just saw, is nobody understood where Trump was going. That, my friends, is the problem. Let me see what some of you guys are saying. Uh, HB is not, what's it say? Barry should have a show just about all the conspiracies going on. Um, Trump wants there, and you're saying there's the answer right there. Trump wants America to be the leader. And that's where people started conflating America and Americans. Americans first. Oh, America first. In order for us to be the best in crypto, for the best in this and that, in space travel and everything else. America, that banner, he wants that to be tops. He didn't say, we want the guy driving the rocket and we're doing this stuff has to be an American, which I think is taking a lot of people back right now going, whoa, hey, I thought he meant, well, maybe start asking questions like that. Trump wants to, Ken says, Barry, you're on point with this. Either you trust Trump or you don't. That's it. That is the answer to all of this. Everything you're seeing on X, and I actually would reply to that. People would say, I don't like this, and I would just literally type, but do you trust Trump? And it would be funny because people would shut up because you would realize, well, if Trump is okay with all of this, I bet you people are unsubscribing right now because it doesn't fit. It's, you know what they call that? Cognitive dissonance. Oh, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, but I voted for the guy who says I love it. Oh, there's a little cognitive dissonance right there. So you seek out people like Laura Loomer, and what's that called? That's another psychological term called confirmation bias. You want to go talk to and engage with the people who feel like you do, instead of realizing the decision you made may be cognitively dissonant from what's actually happening. Those two terms, go look those up. Cognitive dissonance and confirmation bias. You bought something that you now have questions on, and it's leaving you kind of like, whoa, hey, well, this Barry guy, he's saying something, and I don't really understand what Barry's saying, but it's not Barry. Y'all can't get mad at me. Seriously, it's not me. The guy all of us in this chat voted for, every single one of us who prayed that he didn't die on July 13th, every single one of us who went there on November 5th and pushed that button or pulled that lever or whatever you did, every single one of us, you now have to look at every other person in chat and look over here and go, dude, did you make a mistake? Did you really, there was this H-1B visa thing, something hill you want to die on? Or do you trust Trump? It's very simple. It's a very simple question that you will watch people go into gymnastic contortions. Because right now, if you ask them, ask some of the people in chat. Go ahead and ask them. You had a problem with this, or are you okay with Trump deciding which way to go? Because that's what it's going to be. He is going to make the decision. And he had the opportunity. Oh, wait, let me just bring that back. Oh, Jimmy Carter died. God bless his soul, Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter has passed. Regardless of his politics, you know what? We all have politics, but at the same token, I hope God bless his soul. In any event, this article was December 28th, yesterday at 2 o'clock p.m. So it was right after all of the kerfluffle happened. Trump wanted to clarify things and say, hey, Elon, you need to back off. Hey, Vivek, nah, ease up on this stuff. I don't really want to do it. Then people would have said, see, we told you. let's go back on X. Hey, Trump doesn't want this, doesn't want it to happen. And so I tweeted yesterday, or when we were driving, and I'm like, end, story, over, done, shut up. And people are like, what do you mean? Because I had saw a version of this in advance, and again, I'll just show you. The man says it right there. There's a quote. I have always liked them. I have always been in favor of them. I have many on my properties. I've been a believer. I have used it many times. It's a great program. Game, set, match. He had the opportunity when that guy from the New York Post called him and said, hey, we're seeing all these people freaking out. Can you explain what your position is? Well, I'm going to have to talk to Elon and Vivek, and we're going to work something out. We're going to reform it. We're going to see what we can do to make this better. And I think people will be happy. Oh, okay. So they can just calm down? Yeah. Okay. Did he say that? You just saw what he said. I love it. I've always loved it. I like it. I use it a lot. That's all I needed to hear. So any of you in the chat who have a problem with the H-1B visas and what Elon and Vivek are doing, you need to go talk to, maybe Caroline Levitt or someone in Trump's camp and go, what the hell, bro? We didn't know this. I wouldn't have accepted this. I didn't want this. I've got buyer's remorse. Say it. Be a man, be a woman. I didn't vote for this. Okay. Because that's who your problem is. It's not with Laura Loomer. It's not with the program. The boss says he wants it. If the boss says he wants it, it's going to be. Do you trust Trump or the alternative Kamala? Yep. If anyone replace Trump wants Americans to be first, however, America does not have the talent to meet all the requirements of business, he also wants. Many of you know I started my channel when I would talk about the Miami Dolphins. And I went from the Miami Dolphins to the Trump. And people are like, why did you make the change? And you know what's funny? Here we are almost 2 years later, and people are coming back to me and they're texting me and they're DMing me on X and stuff and going, damn, if you didn't see this in advance. See, I saw what was going to happen with the Dolphins. I'm like, this team ain't going to make it. This coach, he ain't got it. This general manager, he's an idiot. This team has no future. Barry, find something else that makes sense, that has legs, that's going to have room to run, that you're not going to be stunted. And now I got people going, oh man, these Dolphins suck. I cannot believe that this is happening with the Miami Dolphins. I'm like, why? I told you. I told you. What I'm seeing right now is basically the same thing. You can have the disillusionment that you want, but at this point, this is the guy you hired. So you only have two choices. Yeah, two. Go with Trump, run with Trump, or not. That's it. And then get ready for the future because there's going to be a number of forks in the road. It's bound to happen with your ideology versus what he's going to be doing. Barry, how do you know that? Tulsi, RFK Jr., he's got Democrats all around him. These people have joined forces, but they're still Democrats. They still have a mindset. So deep breath, woosah, drop in, make sure the seatbelts buckle tightly because it's going to be a crazy 4 years. And that doesn't even mean all the crap the Democrats are going to throw at us. You still got to worry about all these people on the right going bonkers when they find out Trump's doing that. Yep, he's doing that. Why is he doing it? I can't believe he's doing it. Like, why? Why? Oh boy. 2028 is coming quickly. Yeah. Okay, so I got a couple more I want to show you, and then I'll take some more questions here. That was a survey. Okay, this is from David Sachs. David Sachs is the guy that Trump just brought in, along with Elon and Vivek. Have you guys looked up who David Sachs is? As these names started flying around, and if you noticed, I basically not announced every single person that he has announced in his cabinet or whatever positions. I announced every single one. And I read them and I read through and I go, hey, this is this guy and here's what he does and here's how he's done, blah, blah, blah. And I think to myself, are people going back and researching who these guys are? Because David Sachs is going to be running things on this, and he's incoming White House AI and crypto czar. So he's being brought in by Trump to basically run AI and crypto. Do you know anything about him? Have you taken the time to go look? Well, here's what he said about this latest kerfluffle. Elon has said that H-1B should be overhauled and that it should focus on exceptional talent in high-value areas and that the scams and low-pay jobs should end. This is not to say there aren't differences, but less than first appeared. Time to move forward as one team. Can I say a hallelujah? Can I say a hallelujah for that? It's time to move forward as one team. When you break the huddle, which I showed you, you run the play. You bitch about it on the sidelines. Tom Brady has thrown, the the iPad many times, didn't like what he sees. But when you get in the huddle, there's one voice talking, and when you break the huddle, you do what's called. You do what you're supposed to do. Just like David Sachs just said. Time to move forward as one team. Period. Nothing else. Elon had said, we can easily fix this by raising the minimum salary significantly and adding a yearly cost for maintaining H-1B, making it materially more expensive to hire from overseas than domestically. I've been very clear that the program is broken and needs major reform. There's your answer. But instead, people just started going crazy. Oh, well, American can take that job. Okay, line them up. They need to do what they need to do. Figure it out. Want to pay more money? You want to get a penalty? We can do different things. But as you read this, I want you to, as you leave here, to understand one thing as you read that. Both of them, David Sachs, Elon Musk, and Trump, all of them, what did they say? It's going to happen. None of them said we're going to abandon this. None of them said, "Oh, okay, we've heard from so many of you. We're not going to do it now." Okay, our bad, my bad, mistake. Number one, Trump ain't going to admit no mistake. So that in case you don't know who Donald Trump is, he is not going to admit he made a mistake. Ain't going to happen. Go read his books. Never. And his two, what do you want to call them? Capos have just said, time to move on. We're good. They're basically telling you it's over. And I wanted to wait before I actually came out and said anything because this is what I was looking for. This was at 10:20 p.m. last night, 10:20 p.m. Time to move forward as one team. The conversation, as much as we want to have it, is over. But I still want to talk about it. Go ahead. They're moving on. That's what the guy earlier didn't understand. He's like, if I want to have a disagreement, I'm going to talk about it. Go ahead. Go ahead and talk to Laura and whoever else you want. They're moving forward. And don't for an instant think that these guys haven't had counsel with the boss. The boss sat down or got on the phone, whichever way. And when they talked, what do you want to do? How do you want to do this? I want to do it. Yeah, I want to do it this way. Good. Okay. Let's do it. We're ready. Move forward. We're not looking back. Time to move forward. As what word did he use? Oh, what did Barry start this off with? Oh, Barry started this off, I believe, with a picture of Tom Brady in the huddle, moving forward as one team. That was my initial picture. All right, we heard the discussion. We heard people and what they said. And now it's time to move forward as one team. Discussion's over. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. If you want to keep talking about it on X, fine, dandy, go ahead. We've already made our decision, which is what any CEO would say. Hey, send me the surveys. What did people say? Oh, this one's pretty. Yeah, yeah. Gathered all the information from everybody. I heard from Laura Loomer. I heard from Steve Bannon. I heard from this person. All right, decision's been made. Run. Do it. Run the play. Move forward as one team. Somebody earlier had said, Barry, this isn't this isn't playing football. This is government. You have to understand the ideology of mindset of war, business, and football and other sports are pretty much symbiotic. Ask a soldier. There's one person who's telling you what to do, and he don't want your questions. What do you say to the soldier? Yes, sir. You don't have to say it in football, but pretty much run the damn play. Those of you in the Army know that. If you don't, it's called insubordination. In business, it's called insubordination. That's if you're on, that level. On X, you're not on that level. You're out there, blah, 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 blah. And you're hoping that people want to pay attention. And they're not. I thought this was great. Now that Elon Vivek and others have come across the quote woke right. Oh, yeah. It's helpful to once again lay out the basics. The woke right is a section of the right which, like the woke left, believes in racism for the right reasons, has a conspiracy about how the world is systematically and institutionally against them, and happily uses the tactics of mobbing, cancellation, and other woke tactics to attack their opponents. They don't believe in discussing views and ideas, only in winning. It's basically like BLM for white people. You can read more about it. Actually, you did read more, but I posted it right here, and I told you what it was. And there it is. In a research experiment, Confederates are individuals who seem to be participants in, but in reality are part of the research team. They essentially trick real participants into thinking they are fellow participants. Don't be a mouse on a treadmill. Think for yourself. Understand you hired this guy to do a job. He has hired guys to work with him, and they're going to execute something. And these people over here in the peanut gallery who are blah, 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 are not part of the team. There's a reason why they're talking. I don't know what it is, but they're not obviously taking away from his focus. And in that regards, that's all you have to worry about. Or not. I mean, the choice is yours. The choice is most assuredly yours. And in that regard, I'm checking the poll here. The poll is now 30, it's still 70%. 70%. This wasn't an issue. So if you know that 70% of your participants of your group don't give a crap about this, why did the 30% turn this into something what it turned into? The source muddies the water. Ignore them. Yes, go around the puddle. Go around the puddle. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Oh my God, when are we at? People going to stop buying into di divisive propaganda like Skin Town? We need to do better. Absolutely. Um, Elon talked crap about America. Done. I asked somebody this earlier. Did you actually read what he wrote? You can go back and read what he wrote, and then you can send it to me because a lot of people listen to other people about what he said. If he says, and it's not even debatable, if America at this point in time does not have the base of people who can proficiently at an expert level perform the jobs that need to be done, then our school system has turned out a legion of ineffective people. That's not a lie. It hurts, but it's true. There's people who are baristas at Starbucks who can't do this stuff. Let me see what else we got. Hold on. Nixon was made to put exactly what I've been saying. We have a lot more things to fix. Yes, you all know that, and you all agreed with that. You were saying, "Hey, we need lower gas." I've said it. Lower groceries, rent, real estate, mortgages. Get the newcomers out of here. Crime, all these things. Way down here is H-1B. So, before we close, I just want you to think that. Why did people decide to make H-1B visas an issue when all this other stuff? Personally, we don't care if we go 10-1. Meaning, if we get these 10, but we lose this one, I'm good. I don't expect to go 11-0. I don't expect to go 10-1. If we go 8-3, I'm good. As long as one of those wins is getting these people out of here. Other than that, basically, tell me what your big issue is. Obviously, the border is probably almost number one for everybody. Seriously, right now, I want to see what your top issues are. The border, crime, gas prices, taxes. Come on, be real here. We've been friends. We've talked for a while. Tell me the truth. Tell me what you really, really care about. And then as you tell everybody about what you care about, ask why what happened over the last 72 hours happened. What was the impetus that people caused all this crap? Robin and I, because we have the dogs with us, drove up from Boca. And as we're driving up from Boca, we're listening to Sirius and we're changing stations, and none of them did we ever click on the news. And then every so often, I would click on Twitter and go, what are these people doing? What in the hell is going on? It's Christmas. We're going to spend time with our loved ones. We're going to go up there. We're going to have fun with the family. We're going to take these dogs up here where they had a tornado warning today. And there's people bitching on Twitter about an H-1B visa. All I can tell you is tomorrow, I think I can do 2 shows depending on what they got planned. I'm pretty much at the whim of my daughter and wife at this point, but I told them I had to do this one. Breathe. It's going to be okay. The guy you voted for is president. He knows what we need. You can disagree all you want. I see some people, talking about disagreeing and everything. It's fine. Keep your eye on the ball, man. Keep your eye on exactly what's most important. If he doesn't get the border closed, we got a problem. Got a big problem. They're going to fight him. Be ready for that. That's what we should be gearing up for. We should be gearing up for fights. We should be gearing up for things where we're really going to need to mobilize. We're going to need to mobilize when they start fighting back on the border. And this new thing that showed up, I can't even mention. I'm in a different room right now than my one in Boca, but I still can't even mention it. But you do understand they're getting ready to start another pandemic, right? You understand that Biden's getting ready to sign something into effect before January 20th to require you to, anybody talking about that right now? Talking about that freedom being taken away because they're gearing up for it. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow, probably best way I can without getting myself in trouble. Have you seen that? Have you been paying attention, or are you still stuck on this H-1B stuff? It's over, done. Move aside. Now let's move into this thing. Now let's move into this next pandemic that they're planning. It's scary. It's really scary what they're trying to do. Next thing we need to talk about is Mike Johnson. Are we going to boot him? We're going to keep him. We can't boot him if you want to get everything done by January 20th. These are the issues, not this H-1B crap. We don't know if Mike Johnson is going to survive as Speaker. What are we going to do? Who's up? What batters up on deck? Let's start talking about stuff that actually matters to what 70+% of people in here, which is probably reflective of 70+% of people everywhere in America. I want you to, to basically understand you're needed. You are definitely needed. I love that you subscribe and watch my stuff, but I don't want you to take your eyes off the most important things. And the most important things are still coming up. I don't know why people wasted this last 3 or 4 days talking about this H-1B thing. Maybe they were bored. Maybe they didn't want to screw up the algorithm and take off for 3 or 4 days. But now we're going to get into the meat. It's January 3rd. Everybody comes back to work. And then we got 17 days once everybody comes back right after New Year's. And I just feel like something is about to happen. I don't know what. I mean, we know what happened today with those two airliners, what, Norway and the other one in South Korea crashed. Just things happened. No explanation. They're planning a pandemic. They're not going to go away easy. And we need every MAGA person right now to bond together and say, let's take this stuff down. And 400,000 or 500,000 kids. I'm just saying, you got 20 days to get this man into the White House. No, a little over 20 days. We call it 23. Let's focus on that. Let's do everything we can to make sure he gets in the office. Then we can all go, ooh, okay, that's done. Now let's worry about this. What's next? Tom Homan, you ready? You set? You got enough people? You're going to call Zach Apotheker, get him back his job, get him out there, do all the things you need to do, round them up. You need volunteers? I'll help. Deputize me. Get in the game and worry about winning the game instead of the stuff that doesn't really matter to most Americans right now. That's all I got to say about it. I'm saying, man, got to get ready. It's not going to be pretty. Who knows what they have planned? Everyone thinks this is a seamless transition, and every day I wake up, Biden's hitting another thing, and he's signing something else to make it harder. Oh, they don't have to come into the office. We're not going to do anything about that. Oh, but the Republicans are talking about H-1B visas. Seriously, we just won. We just won. Let's focus on continuing to win instead of trying to have a defeat. Basically, trying to snatch a defeat out of the jaws of victory. That's an old saying. I just want all of you, all 10 or 11,000 of you watching right now, to say, you know what? I'm done with that. I don't got nothing right now. I'm focused on making sure this man gets into office on January 20th and we hit the ground running. What do you need? That's what I wanted. Coaches, players around the league right now are going, we need to do this in order to get where we want to go. There's nobody who's saying, hey, man, I wish that you did this and you let this guy play quarterback today. Said no winner ever. Win. My opening thing was about Tom Brady, and I'm closing with the same thing. Be a winner. Focus on what got you here. And I don't know why these people caused this problem, but you got to focus on what do we need to do to win. And I think you can do it. Well, actually, I know you can do it because you already did it. You got him elected on November 5th. You had tunnel vision. Man, you said too big to rig. We got to get this guy in. We got to do whatever we need to do. And you did it. And now you got some insidious people trying to start shit? No, hey man, January 20th. You need me to come stand a post or something so that no craziness happens? Let me know. Do what you need to do. Let's all do it together. Let's win. Let's enjoy winning instead of worrying about other stuff. And again, I'm not I'm not part of the crap that these people do. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Trump and block all those who would not get on board. Yeah, at this point, let's just focus, man. Every single one of us, man and women. It's like, you know what? We keep hearing, there's more than unites us than divides us. And I'm thinking, not the last 3 days, last 4 days, there was more dividing us and people screaming at each other. And I'm like, shut up, dude. They're loving it. They're sitting back and putting on Sunday talk shows and copies of your tweets and everything else. Yeah, people telling me, Barry, stop talking about it. I'm like, thank you. Hopefully that means you get it. Focus on January 20th. Focus on winning. I want another win streak. What do we got to do next? Newcomers, getting them out. Start. It's going to be slow. Don't expect that there's going to be, 100,000 removed in the first week. Oh, no. It's going to be slow. It's going to be really slow. Just keep your head up and your eyes up on the goal here. And the goal is to get it done and keep winning. Don't know why people like participation trophies. Maybe I'm not going to denigrate anybody, but there's a reason why a lot of this happened. Maybe it was a slow time. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to test Trump. Maybe they wanted to see, is Trump really going to let these guys be a part of this? Now that he's got elected, can we just move these guys to the side? I wonder if that's what was going to happen. I wonder if they were like, "Hey, now we're in here, right? Yeah. Now we don't need these people. We don't need Elon. We don't need Vivek. Let's now put do the things we want to do. Laura Loomer, let's stop immigration." And everybody like, "Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? Nobody said that. Nobody." So maybe it was a test. Maybe the Confederacy was about testing to see what they were going to be able to do. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to test Trump and see, was he serious about these guys or was it just part of the campaign? I don't know. Um, look up, hold on, look up Chairman Barry final report to the J6 committee. Yeah, there's some stuff that's going to happen there too, man. There's a lot going on right now. And while we're waiting, just so you know, we still haven't seen who he's going to pardon. What's going to happen with all these pardons and everything? Oh, by the way, those of you who live in New Jersey, probably going to see the drones come back, right? Because they took a holiday because it was Christmas, and they're probably going to start up too, right? You better focus. I'm just telling you, you better focus. These next 30 days going to be a roller coaster ride of epic proportions. There's going to be so many road bumps in the way to try and make us take our eyes off the prize. The prize, by the way, is the one you've already won. You're just getting to go get the trophy and sit back at the award ceremony. But then then you got to get to work. Arlene says, "MAGA, MAGA, MAGA." Yeah, just don't let people take away from you. Focus on not only are these. Like this one. Where'd that go? Where'd that went so fast? Uh, Fight with MAGA. Let's not be bothered. Let's be ready to stand because we're going to need each one of you. We don't need dissenters. We need people who are ready and stay ready. We had a holiday, whether it's Hanukkah for you or Christmas or Festivus or whatever. You just went through all that. And we're only 3 or 4 days removed. Then we got New Year's coming up, however you're going to celebrate that, if you celebrate it. Happy New Year's. And then it's one focus. One. Nothing should take your eyes off the ball. Let's get this man into office. I don't know what they have planned. Don't they may try to do some stuff. We did it, almost died from the jabs. Thanks, I was a veteran and flew me to a decent hospital. Yep. You won't believe what they're getting ready to try now. Um, Everyone needs to start screaming about it. If they release another one, they will be charged for crimes against humanity. Uh, yeah. Hi, Georgia. Thank you very much. I sure love the true Berry Group members. We got this. Exactly. We got it. We got it. All right. So let me see if I loaded it in my laptop. Thanks for bearing through these production. Oh, I didn't play this. We need to play this.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
That says it all to me. Focus on winning. Focus on where we are, how we got here, and then we'll worry about the other stuff after he gets in office. I thought I had brought the picture in. I guess I didn't. To go to, nope, I guess I didn't. My bad. Sorry. I wanted to tell you, go to our X group, safe X group. Maybe, hold on a second. Maybe I can bring it in right now and show it to you in case you guys want to join us. Did I have it in here? Hold on one second. Oh, I thought I had it. Oh, here it is. I did have it. I just didn't load it correctly. My bad. My fault. All right. So, if you'd like to join us over on X in our private group, please go to fanfareshop.org. Join 12,000 plus fellow patriots. Would love to have you. Come on in. Lot of conversation happening over there. I don't have the hoodie shirt, but many of you guys know that as well. Tomorrow night we'll give away hoodies and everything. Let me see if I can bring in the super chats if there were any. Oh, good to be back. Truth be told, come on, y'all consider the alternative. Get with the team. Yeah, the alternative would have been hell. We would all been like done for. Mark a reality. We need to be talking about the those lists. Missing children. Get rid of the Fed and the IRS. I'm with you on that one. Um, from intrigue, keep eyes open, head on a swivel, mind on the prize. Got to collect that prize on January 20th. Don't know why people were pushing people away from it. From Mary Boston, happy Sunday. Let's get the boss in office. Absolutely. Um, KRO. Let's do this. Be prepared to hear women, grandmas crying when they are put on the bus to go back home. It is. Craig Gilpin, Rush many times lamented on Republicans not being able to take advantage of a win, no matter how big it was. Exactly. I'm going to see if I can find that clip where he talked about that. I do remember it. When you just don't focus on what you don't realize. Don't let defeat come out of such a great victory. I don't even know why we're having any kind of bad blood. It's incredible. BG's Heart One. Trump didn't assign the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services to Elon or Vivek. That's not there. Nope. Nope, he did not. And that's why, don't worry about it. FL, those in office are working on another pandemic to prevent Trump from coming in office. See, they're planning their wins. They're doing whatever they can to see if they can win. Don't think that Jamie Raskin isn't planning something as well. I hate that guy. So if they're planning, we got to be ready. Absolutely. Mark a reality again. I haven't heard about the H-1B since law school. How did a bunch of randos just come up with it over less? How did the H-1B things just decide? Yep, exactly. Doesn't make any sense. Mama Mima, there's nothing about what Vivek said that I found remotely threatening. The fact that they gave a specific date. Nicholas Lamonicus, Laura Loomer needs to keep quiet. I'm never going to tell someone to keep quiet, but I do want people to realize we're in this together and we just won. We just, maybe that's a discussion to have in March. Now, before he even gets in office, why would that even be something people would talk about? I don't get it. Barry, Trump and Elon are right, and that's what I'm focused on. This team that knows how to fix our country. I believe that. Um, Intrigue Tech says, just heard Jimmy Carter has passed. RIP, people get your head screwed on straight. Stop letting them do all the different stuff. Michael Dorsey, I can't read that because They believe it or not, they don't like this word, that word either. Cody Graham, where is that? Some people really do blame Barry for Trump's appointments. Oh, that's too funny. It's a good way for Republicans to lose voters, importing people and foreigners for jobs instead of Americans. Did it lose voters in 2024? I'm just asking because you're saying it's a good way for Republicans to lose voters. Do you think it's a new program that's only beginning in 2025, or has it been going on for quite some time? So if it didn't lose voters on November 5th, why is it going to lose voters in the next election? Just asking. I'd like to know. America brought this on themselves by not making education a number one priority. Yep, exactly. And that's what I think pissed off a lot of people too. They didn't want to hear it was our fault. Brad Crane, stay the course. Winning, winning, winning. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty interesting that Jimmy Carter passed today, and he was the one who sold the Panama Canal. Interesting. Uh, Johnny Krigner, thank you very much. Janice Horton, uh, Janine Horton. Yeah, we all need to stand with President Trump. Absolutely. Um, what's this? Shanta Hanessa, very you make sense than any MAGA. If you don't agree with Trump, you're not MAGA. And it's not me trying to denigrate other people. It just becomes very simple. I'm like, this guy did an article, an interview, and said, I like it. I've always liked it. You ever see the movie? I think it was Clear and Present Danger. And when the president was talking to Jack Ryan, and he's like, I don't know what to say here. And he's like, embrace it. Don't give them anywhere to go. Take the oxygen out the room. That's what Trump did. I like it. I've always liked it. It's a great program. I do it all the time myself. Now all those people who opposed it look pretty stupid. He, understand that he just didn't say, let's talk about it. We're going to take this under advisement and we're going to do this, that, and the other thing. No, he did the Jack Ryan thing. I love it. It's fantastic. I want more of it. And everyone on your keyboards, no, no, no room. He left them no room to go, no wiggle room. Just like the movie. If you haven't seen that part in Clear and Present Danger, where they're sitting around in a room and he's like, Jack, what do you have on your mind? Well, I wouldn't just say he's a friend. I would say he's a good friend. Don't give them anywhere to go. And Trump bear trapped it. I love it. I love it a lot. I use it all the time. Nowhere to go. Don't let that be lost on you. He actually did that. Um, NJ Sound, check out Reformed Democrat. Okay. Larry, 1754. I voted for Trump because I wanted the programs he promoted in his campaign speeches to come to fruition. Absolutely. I agree with that. Um, Barb Johnson, wasn't Laura Loomer involved in some other controversy? She's always involved in controversy. Some good, some bad. But this one, I think she swung way too far. I mean, people were saying, Elon Musk, you swung down. Get off my ankles. Get off. You don't pick fights with people like that. Mel Porter, she's a Democrat in plant. She's not a real MAGA. I know Trump had brought her on Trump Force One, so she was in with the group, but with the exception of the Antichrist ruling the world, nothing could be worse than what we've been dealing with. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, Stephen Anderson, come on, says Barry, get in line with DJT. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel this is who we voted for, and at this point, I'm not changing horses in the middle of the stream. Let's see here. Um, Vicky Burton, I 100% agree with you on this. Thank you. Hey, Tommy. Um, I remember this was never going to be pretty. Yeah, and we're seeing it right now. Sue Rabin, study what Trump has said, and you won't be fooled by the liars. That's why I showed it. I'm like, go read Agenda 47. Go read it before the next one starts. Take your time. He always said legal immigration, more good ones. Yep. So where did she come up with that he won based on no immigration? I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Gotta call you on that one. Enjoy yourself, Barry. Happy New Year, everyone. Yep, Happy New Year to you as well, Big Cat. RBI Sports. Yes, Barry gets another super chat so I can correct my typo. I must have still haven't come up to it then. Ruby Langdon, we voted MAGA Maha. Whoever he chooses for his coalition is Trump's pick. Exactly, exactly. If you read Loomer's Wikipedia, it blows your mind. Ryan J. Only white Europeans should be coming in. We have enough diversity. I think you're kidding. Um, Heather Munoz, it's MAGA ignorance and fall in a trap. It's a small niche recruiting market. U.S. lacks qualified candidates. And that's not a bad thing. We just got to fix that. Get more people prepared. RPI Sports. Losers complain, winners train. Let us all train with the DJT. My MAGA friends, you know the DJT. Yep, exactly. Great saying. Winners complain, losers train. It's so true. I won't go into it, but some of the hardest training is once you have one, because now everyone's coming for you. What's this? Raspberry? Trump has always said he supports illegal immigration. H-1B is legal. Thank you. H-1B is legal immigration. They're not newcomers. There's people. Exactly. Exactly. Donna says, I voted for Trump. I'm going to relax, let him do his job. I didn't appreciate Elon's nasty post. I agree. I could see that. But you know what? There's a reason why I liked what Elon said. Here's why. For so long, the Republicans have been known as people who don't want to get into it. Think about that. Many, many times we've heard Republicans, oh, turn the other cheek. You know, we're not that. We're bigger than them. And now what I saw was we got fighters. We got people who are like, I ain't taking your crap anymore. I will do this and do that to you. Boom, there goes your blue check mark. See ya. I want fighters. I saw a man who almost got killed on live television and stand up and go, fight, fight, fight. He didn't stand up and go, well, maybe we should talk and talk it out. Fight. Elon fought. And what happened was a lot of people weren't used to that from the Republican side. Like, ooh, hey, man, you swung hard. You brought the the gun to a pea shooter fight. Yeah, don't F with me. And I think Republicans aren't used to that. Our leaders in the past have always laid down to stuff. And we finally saw what testosterone looks like. Oh, you want to mess with me, huh? Go F yourself. I can't believe you said that. Well, you believe it. Uh, Demon of Cybertron. Uh, where is that? You guys want to deal with H-1B or unrealized capital gains? Oh yeah, please give me the H-1B. Uh, from New Jersey sounding again. This just goes back to our education. Elon and President Trump will fix this big time. And I firmly believe in that. Okay, wait for my screen to change. Uh, Pascal, I did freak out, but thanks for calming influence. I allow my employee, President Trump, to do his job. And that's just it. He is your employee. You hired him. Uh, Tinley, Barry, you said there's a reason Trump wanted to choose for their loyalty. He's asking us to do the same. Boom, boom. Great quote. Everybody he says, I want them loyal. People had a problem with it. And now he's telling you, let me do what you hired me for. Um, Cascal again, thank you. Well, New Jersey Sun, you're on it. Thank you, brother. MAGA is for those who check the real news. Exactly. Uh, who's this? Kevin Strand. Let me click the button. What? Okay. Barry, this is exactly what I voted for. I'm tired of our great country being a laughing stock of the world. And then today's Sunday shows, we ended up being like a laughing stock. Seek and find an H-1B visa issue has everything to do with getting the right talent for the job versus hiring an American. Yeah, gotta think, when you need a field goal kicker for the football team, there ain't a whole lot of good ones. So they bring in, remember how they changed it to soccer style? Where do you think that came from? Uh, David Rodriguez, hello, dear Senior Gordo. All the weaponry should be directed to the education system. Exactly. Thank you, D. D says, very appreciate your efforts, but we will continue to see more people that just do not get it, no matter how much. And I completely agree with you. And I think a lot of that has to do with clicks and likes and things of that nature. It probably makes for better viewership if you're anti certain people. Ryan J. How will bringing immigrants from India where people crap in the streets help America? You really want me to answer that, bro? Because that kind of doesn't make any sense. You're telling me some kid in the inner city of, I don't know, Cleveland, who goes and takes a master's degree and does this just because of where he comes from, he can't be proficient. So you're thinking that somebody who doesn't have running water but knows how to tear apart your computer and write code and understand it isn't worthy because they come from someplace? Come on, bro. Ziga, my problem is never people come to this country and do it the right way and contribute to our success. Absolutely. Absolutely. Doing it the right way. Education, NJ Sound, education system sucks in America, has to be rebuilt from the ground up. Notice not a whole lot of people were talking about that. And looking at this and going, yeah, man, why can't Johnny read or count? Mr. Heath, uneducated thanks to Dems is different than stupid. Yep. I agree with you on that. I think, okay, I got a couple more here. R. Heath again, I'm only questioning the Confederates. Good point. Question them. Um, let's see here. America first, not India first. Well, Ryan, I agree with you. Was that right? Yeah, it was Ryan. I agree with you in that regard. But what happens if there's not enough people in America to help make America great? That's all I'm saying. Again, I'm not a big H1B thing. I'm just looking at what Trump's doing. Put Elon and fake swamming on waivers. Now that's funny. Uh, Ronnie C. Berry posted on X and tagged you. Veronica Ultra Meg, I love you as fellow Christian, but I will not be lectured. It's okay. You don't have to be lectured. I'm just telling you my opinion. Ryan J. Again, I do not support immigrants coming in and taking jobs that can go to America. Now that's where the issue is. You're assuming, and I don't know what it takes to run one of those things, where those positions. Yeah, obviously, if it said, "Hey, listen, I got a janitor job, and we're bringing in somebody from India," yeah, that might be a problem. But unless you know how to do the stuff that they want to do to help rockets and everything else, you know what they should do? They should do like blind resumes. Don't have to put your address. Don't you just like make it crypto resume where I don't need to know your personal information. I'm just going to look and see what you're qualified. And if you're qualified, maybe, I'll reach out to you. That way I don't know where you're from. I don't know, just saying. NJ Sound says winners win. And they know how to win. They continue to win. Stephen Anderson, we need common sense. Number one, focus MAGA boss. Yep, absolutely. That's how I feel. Demon of Cybertron. The border and TDA matter more than H1B. Absolutely. Yeah. I hope Trump on January 20th comes out with like a chart and says, here's my timeline of what I'm working on. We're going to implement this, 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 and this. And this is January, February, March, April, October. So we can see exactly what that stuff is. It's been an issue since the 1990s. Yeah, I wonder which president started that. Uh, no name. Welcome back, brother. Don't leave us hanging again. I understand, family. Yes, I've had a great time thus far with the family. The drive up was a pain with the dogs, but we got through it. Susan, great for keeping everyone on task. Thank you. And thank you to Donna. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Donna again, different Donna. At least H-1B turned everyone's attention from the drones. Wait till they start up next week, and everyone's going to be talking about them all over again. John Aguirre, Trump's our president. Jesus Christ is our God. Let's stay focused. We are winning. I don't think enough people focus on that. John Aguirre, which tells you something, or should tell you something. Um, truth be told, come on, y'all, consider after. What's it? Con- Consider the alternative. Get with the team. Absolutely. Mark the reality again. Okay, this was from before. All right, so we've caught up. All right, everybody. Thanks for bearing with me getting this production. Oh, wait a minute. There's two here came in late. Uh, need mod on Rumble. Yeah, okay. People are on vacation, so and I know Rumble's just crazy. By the way, don't click on any links. I don't post links. We have plenty of liberal alerts and degreasers from Chris S. Denise Voorhees. Barry, thank you for calming the people and trust DJT. That's the biggest thing is just trust him. Donna says maybe we should uh, hand out more scholarships. Uh, yeah, yeah. I would. Uh, Democrats want to use insurrection to block Trump. Oh, they're going to try everything, so you better be ready. That's for sure. FL, God's plans for our lives is good, not evil. We are warriors and fight for what is good. God is going to finish. Yes, absolutely. Gail McDaniel, we have to trust our decision. Yes, you made the decision, and Trump's instinct. Absolutely. And Arizona guy won. The most important thing are crime, border, gas, grocery taxes, military. Nothing else matters. I'm good with that. I would be extremely good with that list. All right, so thank you guys on a Sunday evening. Go watch some football, have some fun. We got another, couple days before everything kicks in. Like I said, I'm going to try and do this again tomorrow. I'll post the times early. Just woosah. And yeah, we'll check out we'll have the mods check out Rumble because it's really bad over there sometimes. All right, talk to you guys tomorrow.